Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. I wanted to put out this trading video because if you caught last week's move that I put out on the Aussie CAD, where I told you where the best place to buy was, where the best place to sell was, you captured that move. Well done. Had lots of great feedback about that video, so if you haven't watched that already, go and watch it. Because I'm going to continue on from that now, because I'm going to talk about the sell part. Not only selling your position back to the market, but a potential shorting opportunity as well. So on top of buying in and then selling your position back, I'm talking about placing a new order short at a level on the Aussie CAD that we've been looking at based on last week's video. And I'm only really going to just quickly touch on that, and then we're going to go into a couple more opportunities of high probability shorts, both on the Aussie dollar and the New Zealand dollar, and I'm also going to share with you something I'm looking at on the pound dollar. So let's get stuck in. Alright, so without going into all of the analysis that we went over in the last video, because you can go and watch that again, we're essentially looking at that 97.75 level for the target zone. Okay, so some of you took targets at a test of the highs, some of you have squeezed out more targets as profit targets as we've pushed up. Some of you have got targets sitting up around this zone here. And that's really the level that we're looking at for a short, okay? We know this is a decent level of structure. We're likely to see some resistance at that zone. So if we can push up to there later today, maybe later this week, we can start looking at how we can involve ourselves in a short. And for me, it will literally be on this pair, a double top entry, and I'll need a 60-minute time frame double top to get involved with that. And if I can, of course, the reward to risk profile will be great because I can get my stops tight above the double top. And of course, this is just an ideal situation, hypothetically, but my targets would be at structure. So with that being said, as a structure-based trade, it's still 2.5 to 1, which is really typical of what I look at for structure-based trades like this. I'm not greedy with targets. I just want to catch an in-out move that's very high probability. The reward to risk ratio is stacked in my favor, and then I'm good to go. So what I want to share with you now is on the Aussie dollar. Okay, so the Aussie dollar, what I want to start by saying is we're looking at a structure-based short. Okay, so I'm going to share with you one here and a similar one on the New Zealand dollar, and we're going to be building a case for entry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by bringing on a horizontal line, and I'm just going to go right at this previous structure zone. See where that doji candle is, where we had a close on this bullish candle, and then a open and close on the doji, and then we had a open and decline on the next bearish candle. Well, you can see that's at 78.28. So if we then go down to the hourly, because it's going to be clearer to see it on there, we can start building a case here. So look, let's bring on a trend line and go from this swing low to this swing high. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to clone that move, and I'm just going to bring that on from the low, and you can see it lines up perfectly with that structure level. So this is what we call an ABCD, or an equal measured move, whatever you want to call it. It's a harmonic move of two equal proportions, and the extension matches the anchor leg or impulse leg, and it's called an ABCD pattern. So we've got that lining up perfectly there as well. Now the next thing you can do, if you're a Fibonacci user, if you use Fibonacci's in your trading, which many people do, you could bring on a fib from the low to high and back down, and you're going to see that we've got that 1618 extension, which is a major fib ratio, lining up with that zone as well. So now we can start really narrowing down a decent entry level. And the more we can build on this and the more filters we can apply to this and we get that confluence, of course, the more aggressive our entries can be. So you might have been over point systems before, but if you've got 2 points, you might need more conservative entries like a double top. If you've got 4 points or 5 points, you might just need a doji candle. If you've got 3 points, you might need an at market lower low lower close, like a 3-bar reversal. And you can build a system of aggression based on confluence, which is an amazing way to seek out high probability trades and manage your risk and squeeze out as much profit as possible when you get those high probability setups. So that's one that I'm looking at on the Aussie dollar. Okay, so we're just seeing a little retracement at the moment. But if we push up there, we can look for a double top, we can look for a 3-bar reversal or a doji candle. The next one is the New Zealand dollar, which is very, very similar. Okay, we've got that 72.50 level, which is a major level up there. The only difference with this one is that, let me just draw on the cloned lines, trend lines. So we've got the ABCD clone. Okay, so we've got the ABCD 72.50, which is a psychological number as well. We've also got the extension. So let's bring on the fib extension. And we can see if we've got that 1618 lining up there as well, which we have. Now, the only difference with this one is we've got that added bonus of the major structure fib, 618, the golden ratio. So if we bring on the fib retracement tool and go from this high to this low, you're going to see that that 618 lines up with that level as well. So we've got this really powerful confluence zone up at this level for a potential short. And obviously we've got major structure, we've got fibs, we've got equal measured move, we've got psychological number. So again, your entry technique will depend on what you're allowed to take, but that is a level I'm looking at to get short. Same with the Aussie dollar. And we took an example trade here on the pound dollar this morning as well, just to show the live members the power of these ascending channels. If you haven't followed me on TradingView, you can go and follow all the ascending channels that I post on there. On my NinjaTrader account, I got in up here at 40.06. I got in later on this because I was doing a demonstration for the live room guys. But the profit targets are down at 39.65 and the stop loss tight above the high at 40.16. We had a 14 or 15 candle bullish run showing signs of exhaustion. We got previous structure looking left. You can see we've got resistance looking left on the higher time frame. And we've got this really, really nice divergence. Now RSI was extremely overbought and we had that really, really nice divergence on the RSI. So targets, again, quick in out. Targets are where the start of the pattern and stops above the highs. Really, really nice setup. Now there is a similar setup on the pound yen. This just doesn't have, it's not as high quality because we don't have the structure, in my opinion. We don't have the structure there. We don't have the divergence there. So although there's an ascending channel, this goes again to seeking out high probability trades over low probability trades to put you on the right side of the market. And I did a really great video on this, which you can go and watch here, on that topic and how to identify those high probability moves over low probability moves so you don't give your profits back to the market. So that's what's on the radar this week. Let me know in the comments what you're looking at. I love reading and going to look at the charts to see what you guys are looking at. Let us know, and also let us know what else you'd love to see on this channel. Until then, if you enjoyed this video, go and watch this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.